Hillary Clinton explained her position on the death penalty at MSNBC's Democratic debate. Let's watch.
The last time I had the chance to talk with you on this issue on the death penalty, you said that capital punishment has a place in a very few federal cases, but you also said you would breathe a sigh of relief if the Supreme Court abolished the death penalty nationwide. Tonight, do you still support capital punishment, even if you do so reluctantly?
Yes, I do. And, you know, what I hope the Supreme Court will do is make it absolutely clear that any state that continues capital punishment either must meet the highest standards of evidentiary proof of effective assistance of counsel, or they cannot continue it. Because that, to me, is the real dividing line. I have much more confidence in the federal system, and I do reserve it for particularly heinous crimes in the federal system, like terrorism. I have strong feelings about that. I thought it was appropriate after a very thorough trial that Timothy McVeigh received the death penalty for blowing up the federal building in Oklahoma City, killing 168 people, including 19 children in a daycare center. So I do, for very limited, particularly heinous crimes, believe it is an appropriate punishment. But I deeply disagree with the way that too many states still are implementing it. So if it were possible to separate out the federal from the state system by the Supreme Court, that would, I think, be an appropriate outcome.
Okay, so from a politics perspective, not policy, but politics perspective, I think that was a superb answer. In real life, in terms of policy, I don't think it's a good position, and I'll explain why in a second. But in terms of how that'll go over with the majority of the American people, I think she basically hit the nail on the head as to how they feel about it, where she seems reluctant to admit it, but she admits it, that she's in favor of it, and she tries to specify and be super clear that she means in very, very, heinous cases that are so egregious that we can't comprehend it, and then if you meet the highest standard of proof, well, then it's okay. So as of today, you have, I think the number's like 56%, I think, or so of the American people are in favor of the death penalty. Now, the number's been steadily decreasing over the years, but it's still a majority who are in favor of it. So this is the main reason why I think that this answer goes over well. Now, why is it in reality not a good policy? Because a study from legal experts and statisticians found the following, quote, 4% of defendants sentenced to die in the U.S. are innocent. That's it. That's the only reason why it's not a good policy position. Because here's the thing, even myself, so I'm not with like the far left on this one where, people make the argument that, hey, it's a reflection on us and we're just as bad if we kill people when, if they kill somebody and they do something wrong, we can't be fucked up either, man. Well, I don't know. That argument's not very good to me because they did it first. And there's, you can make an argument that you're eliminating a problem and you're not really being the barbaric ones if indeed you're getting the right people. But that's neither here nor there because we don't always get the right people. So to me, the point that made sense was never, hey, it's wrong to kill people to show that killing is wrong, because again, that doesn't, that disregards context. So if you kill somebody in self-defense, is that just as bad as if somebody kills not in self-defense? No, obviously not. It depends how exactly the killing happened, right? So that's not the argument that made sense to me. The one that always made sense on the death penalty, which is why I'm against the death penalty, is, well, no, we never are going to get it right in every single case. There's always going to be some cases. And 4% is a lot. 4 out of every 100 people on death row, innocent. So we're always going to get it wrong. Humans, we make mistakes. Or you have bad prosecutors or bad judges or bad jury or misleading evidence or what have you. And then you're going to kill the wrong person. Okay, on that alone, you can say the death penalty is wrong. in terms of my gut reaction and in the realm of theory and philosophy, I actually agree with the death penalty. So in a world where we have access to perfect information, would I be in favor of the death penalty? Sure. I know I feel zero sympathy. We've covered stories on the show where, you know, people killed children, disemboweled them, flushed the intestines down the toilet, and then proceeded to eat the children. There was one guy who would stab little kids to death, and he would ejaculate while he's doing it. It's the only way he could get off was to stab kids to death. Do I want to kill that guy? Yeah, I want to fucking kill that guy. Does that make me a bad person? No, it doesn't. Does that make me equal to that person? No, in no way, shape, or form. So my gut reaction in the realm of philosophy and theory, I'm in favor of the death penalty, but in practice, I can't be because we get the wrong people sometimes. So Hillary's answer was great for politics. On policy, it's an old school idea. It's a bad idea. And effectively what she's saying is, even though she didn't come out and say it, but the net result of this is she's saying, hey, if 4% of the time we get the wrong people and we actually murder innocent people, whatevs. I'm not okay with that.